So hello there, Legion. As you can see, it's a beautiful day here. I'm just gonna go the view about like the techniques and everything. So this is a Danax. It's a two-handed axe, and it's very useful because I can use it to demonstrate both spears and halberd as well. All right. The first like nice thing about the Danax is that as a two-handed weapon, I have much more range than with a one-handed weapon. That, and if this was a spear or a halberd, but even if the Danax works, there's a very interesting thing, which is I can actually keep my opponent at bay by doing this. Yes. With this, I can keep people all away. The second nice thing about halberds and the Danax is this technique right here, where I just overreach, I pull. If I have a spear, I just go for his head. If it's just a two-handed axe, I just pull, bang. The thing about two-handed weapons is that they are usually, before the late medieval age, when they start having better armor, it was usually only used by the elite warriors. Because, well, if I have a two-handed weapons, I don't have a shield, and if I don't have a shield, I'm asking to become a porcupine in the battlefield. Because that's another thing that I found out with the shield as well, is that you can actually just hold that sword and this is a javelin, for example. If the sword, pretend this sword is a javelin, and then you carry your your actual sword in the hand, you can just. Yeah, javelins. Javelins are very useful, and they are very easy to carry, and like I have no idea before I start actually training with them. Like he can just hold stuff with the shield, hold the shield, hold the javelin in here. He can just hold the sword, take the javelin, yeet, take the sword, fight. The Romans did that, and it works very, very well. Especially because without good armor, you're very vulnerable to projectiles and everything. Right, back to the two-handed axes and cool things to do with it. One of the things that we quickly found out is that you can very easily target the legs that are very exposed while staying away from the enemy range. Like try to stab me with the sword, the long sword, yes. Yes. Like. And then you got the leg, and after they got de-legged, you can quickly de-live them. Because it's very hard to fight with only one leg unless you're the Black Knight from the Holy Grail and stuff. It is but a scratch, yes. Another thing about axes is that they are very good against armor, because unlike swords where you have to find the weak spots in the armor, you can just bash that motherfucker until it dies. Another thing about axes and halberds is that against sword and shield, for example, you can the enemy warrior is gonna try to the same thing I can do, which is grab them. They're gonna try to do the same. Like if he's quicker than I am stronger than I, he can just take away my weapon or force me to take a hit. Yes. So it's always a matter of strength. But another thing is that it has very good reach, and if you have enough armor to minimize the disadvantage of a two-handed weapon, which is ranged attacks, you can do a lot of damage on one-handed weapons because, like, if he doesn't have the shield, like, pretend you only have the sword. Any clash is gonna be both of my arms against one of his arms. Unless the strength difference is significant, I can just force him, even when he is at the strongest. Yeah, this is the video about halberds and spears and everything. I can explain you better. If you have any questions, just finish the video.
Essentially.